They're out here behind me, Rob, getting underway with their first full practice session in the build-up to this week's Wembley game. Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers don't land in the UK until Friday, so the Vikings very much hoping they get a head start on their opponents. I'm delighted to say I've got Brian Murphy, the local beat writer in Minnesota, with me. First of all, what's it like to be in the UK, Brian?
First visit, love it. The weather's been fantastic. People have been friendly. It's a place to be. It's one of the coolest cities on the planet, so it's not a bad stop on the tour, so to speak.
And you brought the weather with you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I brought a lot of warm weather gear. I mean, this has been like summer, just like it is back home right now.
Now, I've asked Joe, the cameraman, to just focus on Christian Ponder, the quarterback, the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. We heard the news from Leslie Frazier, the head coach, that he's got a rib injury and he'll be limited today. There are concerns over him now.
There is. I mean, this is revealed today. He obviously suffered that Sunday against the Browns. Christian's been struggling this season. He's been a reason they are starting off 0-3. All eyes are going to be on him. I mean, is he going to be able to absorb contact? Is he going to be able to run through his progressions and do what he needs to do during the week to prepare for the Steelers? And this is a concern as well, because last year he had an arm injury heading into the final playoff, or after the regular season game and into the playoff game, and he wasn't able to go. And there was some questions earlier in the week, so this bears monitoring.
How serious do we think this is?
I mean, for a quarterback to have a rib injury, it affects in a lot of different ways. Your throwing motion, your ability to absorb contact, your ability to breathe and stay calm. So it's going to be a matter of his pain threshold and how is it going to affect his throwing arm.
And elsewhere on the pitch, they're undergoing special teams drills right now. I don't know if we can see some of that. No Adrian Peterson yet, but he's going to be key, isn't he? He's fundamental to this offense here at Minnesota.
I mean, he's the fulcrum. That's where they run everything through. He's the best running back in the league, the reigning MVP. He's had a hard time a little bit getting some production as well. This goes to the offensive line, those responsible for opening up those holes that he ran through last year for 2,000 yards. So if Christian is unable to go, or if he's banged up, there's going to be even more of a focal point on Adrian Peterson, but he's used to that. I mean, everybody's always gearing up to stop Adrian Peterson.
As you can see, they're going through special teams drill on the training field now. That's been an issue for the Vikings this season. They've committed a few turnovers that have cost them games there.
Yeah, I mean, last week was really egregious. They had a fake field goal that Cleveland ran to score for a touchdown. They also had a fake punt that they ran the previous series to pick up a first down that led to a field goal. 10 points directly off of special teams miscues. And the week before in Chicago, Bears returner Devin Hester set a team record with 250 return yards. A lot of holes on special teams, a lot of things to fix. It's across the board right now. This is a team that's struggling in all phases, and it's shown on the field.
Final question then. They're coming up against the Steelers, also 0-3 coming into this week. Is it a must-win game if Minnesota to have any chance of making the postseason?
Big time. I mean, there's only been 3 teams since 1990 that have started 0-3 and made the playoffs. So even if they do win, I mean, the task is daunting. So it is a desperate game. It's a desperate game for both teams. So I think you're probably going to see the toughest effort between both of them, and somebody's got to prevail.
Okay, Brian, thanks very much for your thoughts there. So training is well underway here for the Minnesota Vikings. Their first of the week. Say they get a head start on the Steelers, who don't land in London until Friday. It's a big week for both teams. Both are 0-3 going into this Wembley encounter. Both are desperate to get that opening victory of this season.